As someone who's raised a lot of cats in my day, I don't know how to feel about this picture. It just rubs me the wrong way because the mother might not be dead. But yeah, I didn't like this the picture at all. It really made me uncomfortable. Pool hopping is the 15th episode of season 5 of Steven Universe, and it hits you with the feels. I don't know if it hit you personally, but it hit me. The story is about Garnet, who is trying to predict the unpredictable. She's trying to do things out of the ordinary, things that she wouldn't have normally done, just to see things she cannot predict. So the whole episode is kind of like they're giving you funny stuff, but it has a serious undertone to it, which I find fantastic. They managed to blend the two together so well, where Garnet is asking Steven, let's do the most freaking unlikely thing. Garnet was working at the Big Donut. I almost had a heart attack when I saw that. And she had this beautiful explanation with pouring the coffee, saying, I'm interested in this little pools of improbability, and she's trying to do the like backwards batshit craziest things so she can see what she can't. It's kind of twisted in a way because she's trying to see the unseeable because she wants to protect those closest to her. And in the process, they're just going around BCD, meeting a lot of the characters doing wacky things. And the part I love was when Steven said, let's take the last pizza to Onion's mom. And Garnet was like, yeah, she probably sat her son in his space. And Steven was like, no, he's not. He's right over there. I would see Onion like looting, like, what is this kid's problem? And Garnet just apologized and said, sorry, I must be thinking of a different timeline. And I'm like, what? What timeline? What timeline is there where Onion is? Are you telling me that there's a probability that Onion would have been pink? Pink Onion? What? That just hit me like a freaking train. And then it also hit me that, okay, Garnet must be seeing so many probable futures that it's no wonder sometimes she looks confused or she doesn't look like she's in the now, because she may be thinking of something else. And damn, having future vision must be really hard because it disconnects you from reality. You cannot live in the now. And she even talks about that later in the episode. And me personally, I really like this episode. I liked that whole, let's say, mental turmoil, because as soon as they saw the cat and they chased after it and they found out that it's from a litter, the mom probably died because they don't have any food, which begs the question, did somebody see this cat and drop the tin of food? Did the mother drop it, go out and then come back? Or did she come back and find that her kittens aren't there? It's cats. I have so many dark horror stories when it comes to cats that I don't even know if I should share it with the internet because it just makes me so sad. But let's get back to this. So Steven tries to ask Garnet, okay, what do we do? And she's just frozen, like, I don't know, there's too many probabilities. She doesn't even know what's going on. And I'm like, okay, wait, does your future vision take time to work, or because you're in this unknown timeline you can't see anything? Or is it that there's too many probabilities for the cat? I didn't understand this particular part that well, but from what I could guess, she was just overwhelmed. She was lost, like she said, and that was also sad. Like, we see Garnet, this leader type who knows everything, who knows what to do, can always predict what's going to happen, and we see the most vulnerable moments for her. That's why I said this is kind of like a mini Garnet arc, because she missed the off colors, and now she is trying to be a leader. She's trying to know what's going to happen. She's trying to make the best decisions. And even in the beginning of Steven Universe, we always knew that, okay, Garnet isn't the best leader because her interactions with humans are really off, but Steven would be better. So we are always rooting for Steven to grow up so he can be a leader again. But this episode kind of hit me that Garnet is trying her best, beyond her best, and sometimes it's hard to know that your best isn't good enough, because if she doesn't succeed, it can mean the death of people she loved. Like when she said when Steven gave himself up to Homeworld, she couldn't predict it. Steven is doing so many unpredictable things, and she just cannot predict them, and that's a very human thing. You cannot predict what a human would do. You can predict what a gem might do because you guys have this social hierarchy, this structure. That's why when Sapphire came to Earth to predict to Blue Diamond what's going to happen, things happen in the most unpredictable way. Because when you put emotions and feelings into things, you just cannot predict the future. I just love this episode. This is probably my favorite episode of this little bomb. If it is a bomb, it doesn't have a name. So Steven tries to calm Garnet down. It starts raining and I'm like, get out of the rain. But Garnet just can't move, can't do anything. So Steven tries to calm her down.
Let's just pick the thing we want to happen and do that. So what do you want to happen next?
I want to get these cats out the rain.
And then what?
I loved how Steven explained to Garnet that instead of looking at what could happen, let's try and focus on what we want to happen. And that just, oh my god, that thing hit me like a knife to the heart, because Garnet just says she has a disability, her future vision, that everyone looks to her for answers. And I'm like, no, Garnet. Like the raw tone of just fear, and like she sounded like a kid who didn't know what to do. So she sounded like, I think when she first fused, because you know when Garnet talks, she has this mature adult kind of voice, like do not fuck with me, bitch. But in this moment she had this, I don't know how to explain it to you, but whenever she talks like this, I feel like this is the third eye talking. Let me explain. You know, one eye is blue, one eye is red, that's Ruby and Sapphire, but then there's the purple eye, which is them, their love, their fusion, the Garnet, the person they become. Now when you're fused, you still have your two personalities, the two sides, but I believe that there is, that third eye is like another personality, another consciousness. I don't know how to explain it, but whenever I hear Garnet talk like that, it's like, okay, it's the purple, it's the third eye talking. I have no idea if I'm making sense or not. I hope I am. So Steven asks Garnet, what do you want to do now? She says, I want to get these cats out of the rain. Then he says, what next? And I was like, yes, take it slow, ease her into things. Oh my god. They're gonna take the cats to a shelter. I don't even know what. I pray to God the mom's dead, because it would be terrifying if she comes back and doesn't see her kittens. And then Garnet says, I'm gonna adopt one. And I'm like, no, you're separating brother and sister. What the fuck is wrong with me and cats? And she says she missed something cute and adorable to take care of. When the cat jumped from the table, I felt time stop for a moment. And she just caught it like, yeah, I can see everything. Or, well, she didn't say that. She said most of the time she knows what to do. And she realized that she needs to stop thinking of Steven like a kid. She needs to stop predicting things where Steven acts like a kid, which again confuses the frick out of me. But she finally admits that yes, Steven has grown up, and I'm like, finally one of the gems is noticing. And Steven says, well, that's because I'm trying to be like you. And I'm like, oh, Steven and Garnet are the closest thing to a mother-son relationship for Steven, because a lot of people like saying Pearl, bird mom, Pearl is whatever. No, if Steven actually has a mother, the closest thing to a mother, it is Garnet. But even moms have vulnerabilities. I was gonna say, but she has her vulnerable moments. But even some people's moms have vulnerable moments where they talk intimately with their child. But she adopts the cat, which reinforces the whole change in the show. Like they've just shown us in the season 5 that they are like, the Crewniverse is not afraid to make big changes, to take leaps, to do things that other shows can't. Because other shows like having the same characters, the same people, the same place. With Steven Universe, it's always okay. One city, one minute you're in Empire City, the next you're in space, moon base. 1 minute it's just the three of them. Next thing, one's adopting a cat, one lost his job, one quit his job and joined a band. Like, there is so much change. It's unbelievable, and I love it. I love a cartoon that's moving forward, that's not afraid to grow, essentially. And that scene with Cat Steven, I don't like the name, maybe they should call him CS. Anyway, Cat Steven on Lion, oh my god, that was the most precious thing ever. And the painting Bedalia did was so on point. Oh my god, best thing ever. I haven't forgot to mention the pose in the episode Your Mother and Mine, where last straw they said it gave me life. God, these episodes, they're really good. I really like them. They're flowing together really well for the most part. But yeah, this one was really emotion heavy. Mentally, we got to see more into Garnet's mind and how she thinks and how she is afraid despite what you see on the outside. And yeah, I think the future vision now is she needs to change the way she thinks, because maybe when she thinks of gems, is able to predict them because they always act a certain way from beginning to end. But with humans, they grow, so she needs to start thinking of Steven as more mature so she can predict things better. But all in all, this is a very solid episode. I know a lot of people didn't like the rating I give. They were like, why did you put the rating for the last episode in the title? I don't normally rate episodes, but I said it that if I was being harsh, I'd give it a C-. If I was being positive, I'll give it a B-. But with this one, A+ all the way. If I'm gonna be heartless, I'd give it an A-. But this thing is a solid A. I loved this episode so much. Let me know if you guys want me to be rating episodes from now on. Kind of gives an incentive for people to watch to the end, I guess. But yeah, that'll be all from me, folks. Thanks so much for clicking to watch. Please don't forget to remember books on Wattpad, support me on Patreon, and follow me on Twitter. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay forever awesome. This is TVC signing out.